I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
But that's what only football. So goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Week 14, Stacks and Cash. Ooh, playoffs? Playoffs?
Oh, we're talking playoffs tonight.
Playoffs?
Totally.
Woo! Monday night, wrapping up week 14, looking to see what we're gonna do next week for all you money players out there. And got the game on in the background, doing as we do, fantasy millionaire style. What's popping, Stacks?
My playoff team is in the BFFs. My little scheme that I hatched up last week to finish fourth worked. I blew out the competition. I'm on to the divisional round. I'm really excited. One more win, and I am in the $1,500 championship game in the BFFs. I want that cash, baby. I want to go up 6 G's this year and not just 5. So
I know you did like 30 leagues. So do you have any right now that you need Mark Andrews or Nick Chubb? Do you have any games you're sweating at the moment?
I was sweating a little bit because I have Lamar Jackson in our Crab Cake Invitational. I'm up against somebody who has the Ravens defense, and I'm down by about 12. So I do need Lamar to score another touchdown to pick it up. I want to win that game. I want to go up against my man Denny Carter. He's at CD Carter 13 on the tweeters. One of my favorite people. And if I beat him and you beat Matt Hicks, we're going to face off in the first ever Crab Cake Invitational Championship. That's what I want to see, my friend. So the sweat is real. I hope I win today because I want to face Denny, and then I want to face you.
Yeah, it's awesome that we're in two of the 3 leagues that we're in together. We're in the playoffs together in opposite brackets, so we can face each other. So I'm excited to hopefully. I've advanced in Crab Cakes Invitational, and then I have one player playing tonight, Jarvis Landry, and he has Marquise Hollywood Brown, but I'm up by like 36 points, so I'm not.
You're going to crush.
It's pretty much lock unless Marquise Brown just does something like breaks an NFL record in the next
pulls a Tyreek Hill or something.
I mean, he'd have to pull. Jarvis Landry's already gotten some points, so he'd have to do something pretty historic for me to lose. So I'm not sweating anything right now. I'm surprised you don't have anything where you didn't have any Monday night stuff going on.
No, I mean it's a little bit of matriculation here and there, but most of my matchups I've wrapped up. Like I've won, honestly. And I did lose one matchup yesterday that the scores are over. No stat correction, probably. I lost by 0.6, 154.8 to 155.4. So that was a kick in the nuts, But you know what? Who cares? I only had Pat Mahomes, Austin Eckler, Jesus Christ. It wasn't a good team. So who cares?
I saw that tweet of yours today, hoping for the stat correction. And I will say I had a game this year where I did get a stat correction. I thought that it never happened anymore. So, I mean, cross your fingers for another day or two,
Oh, man, I'm a little nervous. I don't think I'm going to win. That team was first place all year, and then it dropped down to third. And I thought, I'll be fine. I had the second most points, and no, I'm out with a 0.6. Fuck you as an exit in the ass. So
yeah,
whatever. That's the only league I'm really worried about because all my other leagues are really kicking butt. They're really rocking it out right now. So I'm hemorrhaging in one league that I lost that I thought I should have won, but the rest I'm excited. I've been winning.
Dude, week 14, man. We're already in week 14. We're in the playoffs. We are, looking to the future on this show, but we like to kind of talk about the past week. Are you concerned with the Alex Smith saga and the fact that he re-injured his leg?
Yes.
Do you want him to retire?
Yeah, yes, tomorrow. I mean, today. No, I'm a little worried about Alex Smith. That was not something you wanted to see. I know the coach basically said, Coach Rivera said, it was just a little bit of a muscle strain. We could have put him back in if we needed him. You needed him. You needed him. You needed him big time, and you didn't put him back in. So I don't want to hear that. That's just some coach speak there. I'm worried. I am. I'm worried about the Washington football team's chances the rest of the year. I'm worried about, last week I faded Terry Scary McLaurin, and that worked out well for you. I'm hoping that you could have played him this week, but it's a little dicey. He is up in a plus matchup, but he's somebody we'll talk about later in our elevate, eviscerate, mitigate, eviscerate section, kind of what we're going to do with players. But Scary Terry is somebody who he's really hurt if that situation is Dwayne Haskins, because it looks like Dwayne Haskins hasn't been practicing or trying or caring the way he's throwing the football. It's terrible. So I'm a little worried. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I am so worried that even if Antonio Gibson came back, I would be nervous playing him because the quarterback is just going to be so weak. So
it's going to be exploitable by the defense for sure.
I mean, he doesn't seem like he can do anything but throw the ball laterally. He does. He will not throw the ball down the field, and they have such a good defense now that you can have a game manager role, but you need a first string game manager that can every now and then throw a 15-yard pass or a 20-yard pass. Whereas I don't know if he's long for the NFL or he's long as a backup, but
yeah. No, I think this is Haskins last year in Washington. He should be out of here by the end of the year. But yeah, I'm worried about that. Anything stand out to you from last week besides the fact that we called some winners? We told you to bench Terry. We told you to bench Evan Ingram, told you to bench Cam. Only mistake we hit on, and we weren't the only one, was Miles Sanders. But man, good Lord. He definitely came to play. So did all of Philadelphia. They were rejuvenated by Jalen Hurts' insertion into the lineup. And that's a different team right now. Beating the Saints, the best team in the NFC to this point this year. I know they don't have Drew Brees, but Taysom Hill's been like 71% accurate up until that point of the season. He peppered Michael Thomas with 8 targets for 8 for 84. So that was a good game by the Eagles. I was impressed by that. And Miles Sanders, you proved me wrong. I benched you, made a mistake. But besides that, I think we were pretty strong last week in our fades. And you also faded our guy Marvin Jones in that matchup against Jair Alexander in Green Bay, and that really did work out well for you. You got like under 7 points. So we're going to be doing that again this week. We're going to be talking about who you need to fade this week in your lineup, who you need to mitigate to your bench if you want to survive into the championship rounds. We'll get into that in a little bit. Anything else?
You want to know what stuck out to me? I'll tell you. Tom Brady's face.
Ooh.
Yeah. I have been a Tom Brady fan. At first, I didn't really like him, but I'm somebody who enjoys watching greatness. I enjoy seeing if you're great, it's hard for me to stop liking you. Like LeBron got me off team LeBron, with the decision, but he's slowly been winning me back. But because when people do certain little things, it does kind of, no matter how great they are, if there's just certain little attitudes they have, like little baby stuff that they do. And all of a sudden, first of all, I don't like how Tom Brady has not shaken hands a couple times this year. Like that's really, really bothered me. And this last game, he's getting the Eli Manning face. He's getting he looks like he's about to cry when he can't hit somebody.
Tommy.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen him where he misses wide open Gronk and he looks like he's about to just squirt, like he's going to squirt him out.
Yeah. No, not a good squirt either. Just one of those
like a depression commercial squirt.
Right, just like we were holding it in and it just comes out. You can't stop it and rolls down your cheeks.
He looks like he's about to cry like my 3-year-old. He looks like he's like he's 2 steps from lip quivering. And he walks back and he's just like he's trying to stay stoic, and he just looks like he's about to start crying.
Belichick, you're not catching the ball.
Yeah, so that stood out to me. Falcons Chargers game stood out to me. There was a great meme on the interwebs. It was the meme where there's the Spider-Man, there'll either be 2 or 3 Spider-Man. Yeah, right, exactly. Where they're pointing at each other. It was that, and one was wearing the Falcons and one was wearing the Chargers. It was so cool, like, to watch that game knowing someone's going to win this game.
Right.
Like, it would have been perfect if they tied. That would have been the ultimate.
Oh, I can't believe that San Diego, of all teams, made the winning field goal. That normally does not happen. So I was waiting for Younghoe Koo to kick it through, and then Matt Ryan goes and throws a pick. And here's the thing about it. Twitter is a little bit ahead of my TV feed, right? And so I just happened to look down at Twitter, and I just see someone go, cancel Matt Ryan. And I went, oh, my God, are you serious? Is that going to happen? And then right away, interception. And the receiver didn't even break on the out route. Like, where's your ball placement, Matt Ryan? Come on, man. That was terrible. So they didn't deserve to win, and neither did the Chargers. So,
right. I know. Yeah. I remember just tuning in, during the fourth quarter. I wasn't that really interested in the game, and I was like, oh this is perfect. This is exactly what you want. Like, one of these teams is going to have to win this game. And this is just they literally are the same team. Just they find ways to give it away. And of course, who's better at doing that than the Falcons? The Falcons showed you they're the best. They are the all-time greatest at giving away games.
If money is on the line, if the game is on the line, the Falcons will find a way to punt it away. And it's not just once. It's been like 7 times since they lost the Super Bowl when they were up 28-3 against the formidable then Patriots, but not anymore. Patriots suck, by the way, now. And, that's something we didn't touch on last week because it was kind of in between. But Cam Newton looked terrible on Thursday night, just downright terrible. He can't throw the football. They're done. They're just completely done this year. And
they just can't beat good teams. I think that they still have, fantasy relevance in different matchups. I just think you play the Rams, that defense. There's just nothing that they're going to be able to do versus that defense. That defense is just sick, up and down, dude.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't forget to do power rankings tonight. So
we'll remember the power rankings.
I want to see where you put the Rams because they are thirding.
They're up there. My guy Bowman Big Time in the chat throwing a little shade my way, saying about the Thunderdome or not.
He was trying to skip over that a little bit, huh?
I put it up there because I don't want to skip over it. I will tell you, Bowman Big Time bested me by about 8 points in the Thunderdome. I could have blamed Aaron Jones bombing. I could blame Corey Davis bombing. I'm blaming myself. I didn't take my own advice. I went with other talking heads. I listened to other people. So this week, not listening to one single podcast. It's all Scott. Not one single preview show, nothing. Just my research, and I've already started. And I started about 4 hours ago, and I've been doing it ever since. I'm ready to go for this show and for Week 15 to win us some money in DFS and then also to win us some leagues. So
yeah, I'm with you, bro. I worked hard on the scouring the webs for data and figuring out which moves to make. Before we do the wire and get into the rest of the stuff, favorite TD.
Oh, that's a great new segment. Favorite TD. I'll let you go first because I've got a few that I want to narrow it down to which one's my favorite.
I have 2. So the runner-up was Deontay Spencer's punt return. That was just a sick play. I mean, just his vision, the way he found the little seam and just exploited it. And he had a funny tweet after he did it. He put God, G-O-D, and then a lightning bolt, S, and then peed. So it's Godspeed, but it just says God peed with the lightning bolt in the middle. So that was my second favorite. Gotta say,
Chase Young.
Yeah,
fine. That's fine. Chase Young is mine too.
That was dirty. I didn't want him to do it too. I was like, get on the ball. What are you doing? Oh no, get it. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's going to the house. Man, I had
the Washington football team defense exclusively in DFS last week. I didn't play any other team. They were the best defense, and I was raking in the cash. I know people say defenses, punt on defenses. I would say instead hunt for defenses. Find that defense that's going to win you the money and then pounce on it. I know it's hard to do. It's hard to predict week to week, but that's where the real money is made, is if you can get a leverage at a position where, all the prices are all within a couple thousand. So if you can triple, quadruple, 6 max out like I did with the Washington football team, you're going to be a big winner. So that's kind of one of my secrets last week. And that Chase Young touchdown, ridiculous, man. Like holding the football, like running like a man child. I loved every second of it. So
it's just so exciting if you're a fan of the Washington football team to have that guy doing what he's doing in his first year, and just knowing the progression that's going to take place between year 1 and 2 and then year 2 and 3. We really do look like we have a potential Hall of Famer on our defensive line. And then you also have a decent interior, the Alabama wall. And then you have Montez Sweat, who, slipped in the draft and is a complete freak. So, you're going to have a really good team if you can rush the ball like that. So if they can just add some pieces, it's
quarterback. A quarterback. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
you ready to jump in?
The wire.
The wire.
The wire.
The wire.
Dirty now. You want some of this? You want a little wide receiver? I got some wide receiver for you.
You can't play the music from The Wire because it's copyrighted.
You want a little tailback? I got your tailback.
Yeah, The Wire is going to be pretty slim pickings at this point. Although I have a few nice little cute picks. So, who you got?
I've got some cute picks too. I'll start at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in trouble with, maybe you have one of these sucky QBs, Jalen Hurts is available. And Jalen Hurts is somebody who, with his rushing upside, and when the play breaks down, he is so mobile and he's so quick to scramble. He's not designed. They're not doing a bunch of designed runs for him, but he's making the most of those. And he didn't look terrible. It was passed to Alshon Jeffrey. He put it right where you want it. Only Alshon could catch it. That's what you want, ball placement for quarterbacks. And if you can pick him up, he's got a pretty plus matchup this week against Arizona, who I know they look good against the Giants, but the Giants offense is anemic. And man, what a disappointment they've been this year in offense. Saquon and then, Jones has just been god awful. So I think that he can have a really good game, and he's available on most wires. Most people did not pick him up. So that's somebody who I think you could target at the quarterback position. How about you? Where are you looking at QB?
Well, we mentioned him before. Mitch Trubisky, I think, is a good pickup. Nice game, real nice game, and I don't see why it stops. I think that he's gonna continue having multi-touchdown games. So they're a good football team. Their record has shown that. They're not great. They don't make my power rankings, but they have a good defense, and they're going to get opportunities because of that defense. And he's mobile, and I guess just sitting on the sidelines all year long's kind of upgraded him a little bit. So he looks good. Who wants to start Mitch Trubisky? But I'm not. Hopefully you don't have to start him. Who would you start this week between Jalen Hurts and Mitch Trubisky?
I think I would go with Mitch Trubisky, and I think the reason is, we'll talk about it later in Stacks of Cash. I think the reason is he has that wide receiver 1 in Allen Robinson sets him apart, and it creates touchdown opportunity. It creates just more overall point production in that quarterback position. If you're looking at a ceiling game for the playoffs, I think I got to lean Trubisky. The other guy I had was your guy, Old Man Rivers. Sure. He wasn't terrible last week. He's going to get you around 20 points. It's not great, but there's a lot of tough matchups for quarterbacks this week from teams that are not in the playoffs and who don't really give a shit. So he's somebody who, going up against the Texans, he just threw for 2 touchdowns, 285 against the Texans, and that was 2 weeks ago. So it wasn't like it was a long time ago. The Texans team is reeling. They kept Deshaun Watson in there last week, and he was getting crushed. Romeo Crennel tried to give some cockamamie excuse. I watched it on Zoom today where he was doing his press conference. He's kind of just shared like, we're playing football, and you were down 33 points in the last couple minutes, and you were letting your star quarterback get eviscerated. So Romeo Crennel, I'm going to eviscerate you. You are an idiot. Get that coach out of there. Bob is terrible. Bill O'Brien, he's gone. But you know what? RAC, as they're calling him, Romeo Crennel. I don't like it at all. He is an idiot. Just have to put that out there. And so, yeah. No.
Yeah, Rivers has hasn't thrown a pick in his last 2 games too. So that's pretty.
Yeah, and T.Y. Hilton is actually healthy and being targeted, and we'll talk about
syncing up. They're finally syncing up.
Finally syncing up, and T.Y. Hilton is a professional wide receiver. And I was doubting him earlier this year. I didn't doubt him yesterday. I played him in DFS, won me some money with T.Y. and Rivers stacking it up. So I think it is something that if you're desperate, and you're desperate, Rivers is a dart throw. If you're in a tough 14 team league and all the quarterbacks are gone, or maybe you're in a 2 quarterback league and you're picking somebody up, Rivers is somebody who I think you can roll with this week.
Yeah, Matthew Berry had a great tweet. He said T.Y. Hilton winning a bunch of people their consolation brackets.
That's awesome. That's hilarious. I love that. Keep them coming, man. That's awesome. Very cool. How about you?
All right, you got any running backs?
I have a few. Yeah, I have a few running backs. One running back, it can be played as a wide receiver or running back, and that's Lynn Bowden, from Miami. If Parker's out, it looks like he might be out, and then we don't know what Jakeem Grant's status is. They need a jackknife of all trades in there. Gesicki may have hurt himself. I mean, he did hurt himself. Maybe he's out for 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, they said. So there's going to opportunity volume. They're favored in that game over the Patriots at home. The spread right now in the game, it's only 41.5, but you got to think somebody for Miami, if they're favored by that, somebody for Miami has got to get some points. Somebody's got to get some touches, and I think it definitely could be Bowden coming off of his performance last week where he scored over 15 fantasy points out of nowhere. So I really like him as a sneaky little pickup and play this week if you need a running back option in your flex.
I'm picking him up right now. So.
Yeah. That sounds perfect. Yeah.
Funny. I had him listed, and then I didn't do it on a team where I could use that option in a flex. So I'm going to go ahead and listen to the Fantasy Millionaires and pick that dude up. So don't have to bid in that league.
No, you don't. Hot off the presses, my guy Bo McBigtime says that Matthew Berry stole the joke from our boy Troy King. Holy dirty dog, man. I love Matthew Berry, but I love Troy King better. So if you're fucking with Troy King, Matthew Berry, you better step to Scott Simpson. I got you, Troy. That's some bullshit, bro. Also, Matthew Berry, follow me, please. Follow Bo McBigtime, actually. Don't follow me. I don't give a shit about you. Follow Bo McBigtime. He sweats you. You know who I want to follow me? All of you motherfuckers. That's who I want to follow me. So I don't care if Matthew Berry follows me. I want everybody to follow me. And please follow me right now because Bo McBigtime is beating me in our 600 challenge follow off. That little motherfucker is up. He just hit $2,000. Good for you, Bo McBigtime. Congratulations, you motherfucker. So please follow me, not Bo.
Yeah, follow Ralph Macchio too. I'm just these guys are just blowing past me. I know I'm not the most active, but I'm on there. Just not tweeting a bunch, but I'll heart you. I'll heart you to death.
Content is king, and so Bo McBigtime is one of those DFS content producers.
Oh yeah, he's putting it out there.
Going, and I like it personally. Yeah, I'm into it, and I stoke the fires quite regularly.
Yeah, don't follow me for my content. Just follow me because you like me, and I'll like you back.
And Bo likes you too. So
and I'll probably heart your stuff. I will heart it. Ralph Macchio will heart. He hearts.
Yeah, he gets down. He's a lover.
Yeah.
So, no.
Any other running backs?
I like Jeff Wilson this week. If Raheem Mostert is a no-go. He got the goal line work last week. He got a little touchdown there against the Washington football team. So I just pay attention to see what's up with Mostert. And if you have Mostert and you were kind of saving him, and then he gets hurt again, Jeff Wilson could be somebody that does rush for a little bit of yardage against the Cowboys, who they're in the bottom half of the league against the running back position. They're giving up fantasy points. So these are not plays that you're going to sit Dalvin Cook for, or
they're just wires. They're just people on the wire.
These are more just guys. If you're desperate, if you got an injury, if you had somebody go down and they're not going to be back, you might want to grab these guys. So
yeah, I got. We've said this guy a lot this year, and he's still out there. Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah,
he continues to be on waiver wires. So why not? He's one of those kind of people that you just every week you just keep thinking this isn't the week, and then it is the week. He's catching touchdowns after touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, I want your boy Ruggs to be a thing because I really do see the value and potential in him, his speed, his athleticism, his hand size. But he's not getting the targets. He hasn't earned the trust of Derek Carr, and that's a big thing. We don't know what goes on practice to practice, day to day, relationship to relationship, but you see that relationship being built between Carr and Aguilar. And I think if you need,
how do you say it? You say it Aguilar.
Aguilar, is that what it is?
I don't know. It's like Jaguar. It's like Jaguar.
Aguilar.
Which way do you say it? Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm saying Christina Aguilar. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I say it Aguilar.
Aguilar. Yeah, I should say Aguilar. Yeah, Nelson Aguilar.
I don't know. Maybe it is Aguilar. Who knows?
I don't know. You know what? I mean,
Jaguar.
Schedule. Aluminium.
Yeah.
I am checking my schedule to see if the aluminium he'll be arriving on time for tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I like that. Especially in this game against the Chargers. These Chargers games, I know they're shitty, but the Raiders have an offense that can put up some points. And so I think the Chargers, if you're putting up points, they're kind of putting up points too. And I think this game, it has a high total. It's got one of the highest totals on the board. I will introduce you guys to something new. Mike was talking about what he saw last week, where a couple weeks ago, where I had some cool tools that I was using. Right now, it's actually not letting me. It's making me watch my stream, so I have to do some adjustments. Hold on. Okay. There we go. This is better. So here's what I have up here on the screen. I have a tool that I created that helps me look at the over-unders for the game. And so if you look at the Vegas Raiders game on the screen right there, they have the highest implied point total on the board. And so that Aguilar call, I really, really like it because there's an opportunity for the offenses in both of these matchups to shoot out. Vegas thinks it as well. That's a huge number, 54. So I think that this is something that you are onto with Aguilar. I would play him this week if I'm in need of a flex.
Yeah, I got another one like that too. I like KJ Hamler versus Teron Johnson this week.
I like that play. That's a sneaky because most people are not Denver. Yeah, they're going to fade Denver because the Broncos against the Bills doesn't look like on paper a good matchup for the Broncos. I really like that KJ Hamler pull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'll be a fun matchup to watch. So he went ham last week, and so I'd at least grab him off the wire if and if you need to start him, I do like the matchup. So
yeah, no, I think that's excellent. So anybody else that you have for wide receiver? I can move on.
I'm done with the dumbass waiver wire. I hope you guys don't even need to do this, and I hope you have bomb teams with people that you don't need to pick people up. Although I just picked up Lynn Bowden, so you got to pay attention. Sometimes at this point too, it's about picking up players so that your opponent can't get them. So
yeah, I did that last week. I was playing Darrell Henderson, picked up Akers after our broadcast because we had advocated for picking up Akers. We said get him, and so I did, and I got him. I took those points away from my opponent, and that was helpful for me. I won my matchup, so that's a great strategy. The cock block strategy, as they like.
The old cock block.
Block.
You got, if you want to win that money, you got to use all the moves, dude. All the moves.
Got to cock the block.
Darrell Henderson will be feeded later on in the EME segment. Elevate, mitigate, eviscerate. You can guess which one he's going to be in.
Oh, he's going to be EME'd out of this world. I can't wait just to EME apart.
prune that dude, but that's to come in the exciting, the ever controversial eviscerate section. So let's get. Do you have anybody else? You have anybody?
I have 3 other plays. I'll give them to you real fast.
Drop them out.
At tight end, Irv Smith was my play of the week last week at DFS at the cheap price of 3,100. He 5 maxed out, got over 15 points, got 16.7, I believe. So, he's somebody who his average yards per target last week, and he had 4 targets. He was 4 for 4, 64 yards. His average target was 15.8 yards in the tight end role. I love that. The Bears aren't terrible against the tight end. They're actually, they're not good against it. They're not great against the tight end. They're better against the wide receiver. So, this week we have Thielen and you have Jefferson. Both of them are not going to eat. They're going to shut one of those guys down. I like Irv Smith as a sneaky little play. And then Dan Arnold for the Zona Cardinals has caught 3 touchdowns.
Almost made my favorite touchdown.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was like 7 guys around him, and he was just like, "Ooh, oh, I love that shit."
His vertical on that. That's a big man, and he looked like he was above 3 feet. It looked like it was.
Yeah.
It was like a 40-inch vertical. You can't stop something like that.
No, I really like Dan Arnold. If you need a tight end, if you need somebody to jump in there, he's a red zone threat. And that's what Kyler Murray needs. They're going to be doubling DeAndre Hopkins. They're going to be all over him in the red zone. And it's either going to be a run from Kyler, a handoff to Drake in a read option, or run RPO, or he got Arnold in the back. So if you need a flyer, Arnold's somebody who he's not getting a lot of volume, but he's got that touchdown upside if you need 10, 12 points.
Yeah. I remember that play because I have Hopkins and I was watching it intently, being in the playoffs and needing those Hopkins points. And he was looking Dan Arnold's way the entire time. He just was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna launch that sucker up right there, and boom, he caught it. It was spectacular.
Yeah. One last pickup. It's at the defensive position. If you can pick up the Bucks off the waiver wire this week, they're playing the Falcons. I don't know where Julio Jones is at. Kind of pay attention to that. But the Falcons' offensive running game particularly is anemic. And this is how NFL works, if you don't know. If you can shut down one aspect of the game and anticipate them having to do the other aspect of the game, then you can stop both. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love it. If you know what the other team's going to do, you can put your players in position to kind of mitigate them. So I'm looking for a big blowout this week if Julio Jones does not play. Atlanta's done. Stick a fork in them. They couldn't beat the Chargers, and so I like the Bucks. They need this win, and they really do need to solidify their playoff position. And I don't think old man Brady is going to get it done, personally, but I really do think that the Bucks defense is going to come through itself. So that's my little pickup there if you need a sneaky defensive option this week.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Let's do Elevate.
Excellent. Oh, by the way, Bowman Big Time is letting everyone know that our man George Kittle is no longer on the IR. Not that they don't know if they've said they're going to put him back. He's going to be playing this week. If George Kittle is on your waiver wire, holy shit, what kind of league are you in, honestly? But if he is on there, go snag him up always. You should have got him the first time he dropped just in case he came back and you stowed him on your IR. But if he's around, don't let that pass you by. Go get George Kittle for sure. So, yeah, let's go over to Elevate, Mitigate, Eviscerate. EME, baby. Bringing it strong every single week.
EME. Yeah. I like Jared Goff versus the Jets.
Bitch, you stole my first one.
Millionaires pick.
Merry Christmas. Make it official.
Yeah, I like Jared Goff versus the Jets. I think Cam Akers is going to have another good game, but if you're going to be picking what you want to attack on that defense, you would take their secondary. They're lousy in comparison to their run defense. So pretty sure Sean McVay's aware of that. So yes. I'm expecting Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods to have big days, and I think Jared Goff is it. If you're in that position where you're playing quarterback roulette and you just have a great team, people have been talking about this matchup. Fantasy heads have been talking about this matchup for a long time, and Jared Goff's schedule in the fantasy playoffs, and this is the one that they're really looking at. So
Yeah. I think it's a great play. And so does DraftKings. They priced up Jared Goff to 6,300, and then both of his receivers are priced up to 7,000 and 6,800. I still think they're good values. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, really something to look at this week with Jared Goff against the Jets. I have our boy, mitigate master himself, somebody who we put on that mitigate like all year long, put him down at the QB2 status. It's my man, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is surging, and next week he's going to play the Jacksonville strugglers or whatever they are. They're just the terribles. I don't know.
Strugglers.
Yeah, the Jacksonville strugglers. Yeah. And I feel like he has another big game, passing, rushing. They're coming to Baltimore. It's going to be cold. I know the cold weather up here in Maryland. All you people who don't know Maryland, it's cold as balls right now. It's going to snow on Wednesday. 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. This weekend, it's going to be
that much.
Yeah, you're going to get a bunch of snow up there in the Frederick, my man. Get ready.
I didn't know it was going to be that much. I just knew it was going to snow. I didn't know it was going to be an 8-incher.
For you, it should be. For me, it should be about a 5-incher. Kind of like normal. Wait, that's not normal. That's not. Never mind.
What, are you doing penis jokes?
No, I was not doing a penis. Not at all. I don't do those. That's inappropriate. So
8-inch penises. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're so big.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a mouthful. Anyway, so I like Lamar Jackson coming up big this week against the Jags. He's already coming up big this week against the Cleveland Browns. He's already got 2 rushing touchdowns so far in the game. I've kind of paused it. I don't have it on blast like I did before, but he's back, man. Lamar's back. I think he's going to come out strong the rest of the year. They got to win. They need to win. They need him to be strong. And you see Pittsburgh faltering. Interesting enough, I have Big Ben as my next elevate. He's been kind of back and forth in your lineup, and he against Cincinnati a couple weeks ago, he passed for 4 touchdowns. He had his best game of the season, passer rating wise, touchdown wise. He goes up against them again, and the last 4 games, Big Ben has been averaging 46.6 pass attempts a game, just straight volume. So I really like Big Ben this week to crush. They're favored over Cincinnati by 13.5 points. So that's a big spread right there. They beat them by over 20 last time. So Big Ben is a quarterback that I really want to elevate and have in my lineup this week.
I like it. I don't have any other quarterbacks. You want to jump to wide receivers?
Oh, do you have any RBs?
Or you want to do RBs first?
Oh, we can go wide receivers. I just didn't know if you had any.
I have every position. I have 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, and a couple Ds.
Nice. I've got 1 D for mitigate, but none for elevate right now. Why don't you lead off with wide receiver? We can always jump back to RB. Totally cool with that.
Okay. So it looks like DJ Chark is going to be drawing coverage from Devontae Harris. He's their worst corner, and he's by far their worst corner, like bad. So I think there's going to be a lot of people. Again, the point of this segment, we're not predicting, guarantee people. We're predicting people that you're on the fence about. I'm sure everybody in week 15, if they made it to week 15 and they have DJ Chark, is probably thinking, I don't want to play DJ Chark. He's just been too unreliable. And if I had him, I would play him this week. I like the matchup. And, they got Minshew mania again. So
I was gonna say Minshew is back. Get that Bud Light cracking, guys. Minshew.
Yep. And he likes the baby Chark. So he likes to do the baby Chark. I called Keelan Cole last week on that offense, and I think it'll be. I think they'll be looking DJ Chark's this way this time. He had 9 targets last game, so he caught 2 of them for like 16 yards, something like that. But he was targeted, so I wouldn't be scared of starting him this week if you have him.
So I got my guy in here, my guy Jason Sarney. Love him. He just put up a question in the chat. He wants to know, would you play? I'm guessing it's DJ Moore, Jason.
DJ Chark or
DJ
Deontay?
Or Deontay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm going to go Deontay this week, particularly. I really do. I called Mike up last night. We're best friends. We talk most football games out. What's going on. We were both just very upset with how Tomlin was handling the Deontay Johnson situation. He benched him most of the game. He got back in, got some targets. So I do think what I saw at the end of the game is him coming back into the fold, back into the family. We put you out of the tribe for a couple minutes. You felt bad about your suckiness, and now we'll let you back in. So I think he's back. I'm going to go Johnson. How about you? You're gonna go?
I'm not going to not. Here's the thing. I want to answer this question as thoroughly as possible. That's a great, to me, between two players, I think that you would always say Deontay, and I think I'm gonna say if I had those two people on my team and I had to pick between them, I don't know. It would be very close because Deontay normally gets 18 targets a game, but you saw what happened in the last game where he dropped the ball
and
he got taken out. They didn't put him back in, and they have 4 legit wide receivers. He is the main person to have on that team as far as PPR goes.
He's a wide receiver 1 is what he is. So
he's a wide receiver 1. It's just
I'll say this.
Just based on last week. If last week hadn't happened, it's a no-brainer. It's Deontay. If it was my team, I think I would probably end up putting Deontay in just to play it safe.
Yeah.
But then what if he drops it again? What if he drops it and they do the exact same thing?
Yeah. No, I understand that trepidation. I'm going to say this. I think if you're looking at Shark, what you have is the potential for a bigger ceiling. I think because there is less options in Jacksonville, they're going to be losing this game. They're projected to lose the game by a lot to the Rams. Is it 17 points? Is that the spread right now? No, sorry, it's not the Rams. The Ravens, 13.5. Right, it's one of those huge spreads. So 13.5. That's terrible for the Jags. So they're going to be passing. The Ravens defense is not as it was a lot better earlier this year. It was a lot better last year when Jimmy Smith was healthy. I mean, it's been better. So I like that play. I'm not going to pivot off of Deontay though. I picked him at the beginning of the year. I think he is going to be a league winner this year for me. I'm not going to get off him. I'm fading CeeDee Lamb this week. I'm going with my guy Deontay. So that's me.
I will say, I think he is going to have their best corner on him as well. Who they do have one good corner, William Jackson. So I gotta say, man, that's a tough call. I think I don't know. That's my honest answer, man. It's a really tough call just because what Deontay has been this season has been so productive, and I do think that just the floor that you've seen with him game in, game out when he's healthy is so safe. But I think DJ Chark has that kind of week this week too. So I just think it's a tough call. So
let me give you, except for last week, let me give you Deontay Johnson's targets this year in games that he's fully participated in and he hasn't been injured in.
12, 13,
10, 13, 15, 10, 11, 16, 13, 12, and then last week still 7. I'm going Deontay Johnson, man. Like I just can't get away from that.
Or safe. It really does seem safe. Yeah. I just don't think he has. I have a Pittsburgh wide receiver coming up shortly, and it's not Deontay Johnson. So
okay.
I don't think he has the big game.
Yeah. No. Well, I got to tell you, my guy, Orange Aquaman, Jason Sarney, follow him too. Follow the Ralph Macho. Follow Orange Aquaman. Follow Bo_McBigTime. A bunch of my guys. These are people who I love. I call my friends, my family on Twitter and in real life too. So follow Jason. Follow everybody. I like that call. Here's what I'm going to say about to wrap a bow on all this. Go with the guys who you picked as the best plays this year. That's really what you have to rely on in the playoffs. Matchups do matter. They do. But sometimes, like last week in cash games in DFS, I played against I mean, Mahomes wasn't perfect, but I played Tyreek Hill and I played Kelsey, and they crushed. That was a tough matchup too. They were in a tough matchup against a good Miami defense. They still scored 30 points though. So
Right.
players are good. They're going to score points. Pittsburgh is going to crush Cincinnati, and if they don't crush them, if they go back and forth with them, that's even better for you. So what they're not is a running football team anymore. They tried to run the football against the Bills, and guess what? They got destroyed. They did not play well. They're not good. I don't think Pittsburgh's good anymore. I'm not saying they're not good at all, but they're not good. They're not in the chase. They're not in the.
They
chase.
have to be able to run the football.
They have to be able to run the football, and they can't. So they're going to throw the football, and they're going to be against Cincinnati though. Deontay Johnson, that should be money, I think. So,
all right. Who you got?
So here's who I have. I like your DJ Shark call. I know it's against a tough defense in the Colts, but I really like Kiki QT. He's the only game in town besides, Hansen. Is it Chad Hansen? Is that who it is? One of the Hansen brothers or Henson brothers? Or I think that if QT, I know he was a little banged up coming into the game. I think that last game against the Colts, they did score some points. They did throw the ball effectively against the Colts. I know it's a shocker, but they were back and forth with the Colts until the very end. So I think that Kiki QT is somebody who I want to elevate this week. He's going to be the wide receiver one. Even if Brandon Cooks is there, I like QT running out of the slot particularly. So that's somebody. And then before the injury, I was going to say bring back Scary Terry McLaurin, but I don't know. I'm not gonna do that now because it's too volatile. I need to know if Alex Smith is playing. If Alex Smith is in, I feel more comfortable with Scary Terry. If he's out, when Haskins is in, I don't feel very good about it. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and push back on this one since I have him featured in my mitigate section. So
who have featured there.
This is a Millionaires controversy right now. I am saying don't pick Kiki QT this week. I don't like his matchup. I don't like his corner. I think his name's Kenny Moore. The Colts have one bad corner, Rock Ya-Sin, and Kenny Moore is top tier, top shelf. So I think
you don't think he'll be on Brandon Cooks, or is he exclusively run out of the slot, or what do you think?
Well, if you look at wide receivers, they generally do move him around. He is their slot, and I'm saying that Indianapolis has a great slot corner. So I just don't like the matchup. Now, what are they going to do? That's me. I'm just giving you my thoughts on it. I don't like it, whether Cooks is there or not. If Cooks isn't there, I don't like it even more. And if Cooks is there, I just think Cooks has a good matchup. I think he gets Rock Ya-Sin. So I believe it's just, if you're in one of these kind of leagues where we're in, I have QT, where, you have a bunch of different flexes, double quarterback leagues where you're just loaded up and you got, you always have that weak spot. I'm fading him this week. So, hate to push back on you, but I have him listed here in my mitigate section. So I didn't know when to bring that up with you, but
I think it's the perfect time to bring it up. Here's the thing I'm looking at too, is that last week there was that Indianapolis had two corners leave the game injured and not finish the game. I want to see what that report is, because maybe they'll have to move players around this week, and maybe they're not as formidable in the back end if they're missing one or two of their corners. But here's what
cool, man. We'll see who's right. We'll find out, because you're calling them. I'm saying don't, and we're going to see this week, because it's it's not like it's a stupid idea to put him in there. Whenever you have a quarterback of Deshaun Watson's caliber who can just put the ball anywhere, your receiver has an advantage, and they are going to have to throw the ball. And you're right, the shelf after QT just really drops off. So QT he's highly rated as far as his skill set.
Yeah.
I just don't like the matchup this week.
No, I like it. And this disagreement is good, because oftentimes disagreement in a civil discourse brings out more data that you can use. I will say this, and this is not data driven, but what makes Kiki QT effective is not the fact that he can run great routes out of the slot. It's that when the play breaks down, he still moves around and he creates space. And so when Deshaun Watson is scrambling, which he always scrambles, he got sacked like 4 times last game. I mean, he just gets sacked. He does. You know, Kiki QT is there for those breakdown plays. And that's what I like, because you don't have Randall Cobb. You don't have Will Fuller. You don't have anybody who is on the field regularly with him in those, who he's like, who am I going to go to in this? So, honestly, I think Kiki QT is a sneaky little play in DFS too. So, you know, this, I love it. I love the disagreement. It's great. We're gonna settle it on the gridiron, and this is actually one I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're right, because I have the Colts defense, and so I want you to be right about this, and I want to win my matchup, and so I hope the Colts defense is all over them. Xavier Rhodes did leave the game too, as Bo threw his name in the comment section. Thank you, Bo. I want to hear what Xavier Rhodes' status is. He's a great corner, so if he's ready to go this week, I might be fading myself. So. What about tight end? You got any tight ends?
I got two receivers left.
Oh,
I went heavy this week, picked 3 wide receivers. So
we have running backs too. I forgot we
have running backs. So yep. So I don't love it. I'm not. This is probably my weakest of the picks. But I will say Christian Kirk is going to face Avonte Maddox. Pretty sure Avonte Maddox was covering Emmanuel Sanders on that nice touchdown. He's the bad corner.
Yeah.
And the thing about why I don't like it is DeAndre Hopkins. It's just when you're on a team with Devontae Adams or Tyreek Hill, you know, or DeAndre Hopkins, you just don't get to eat. So it's my least sexy pick. I just think that it's not, if you're desperate, it's a decent flex play based on his matchup. So that's my least sexy one. I really like Chase Claypool. That's my Pittsburgh bounce back. Yeah. I think he is I think Big Ben does throw the ball deep a bunch in this game. They just run up the score and then practice running the football. And I think that this is going to be a game, like you said, where Big Ben is just slanging it nice and early. They really do. I mean, that's the sickest quad set of wide receivers in the league. I mean, it is just legit up and down. James Washington is legit.
Legit, he's sick.
Yeah, he is sick. But Claypool is facing LaShawn Sims, and Claypool's 6'4", 230, runs a 4.42. LaShawn Sims sucks, 6 feet, 203, runs a 4.5. So I think Mike Tomlin he's gonna know that. I think he's nervous. You know, 2 losses in a row. I think one of the reasons why Pittsburgh has been this crazy team is they've every now and then they throw a 40-yard ball to Chase Claypool. They have to reestablish that dimension to their offense. He was sick last week too. That's another thing I was seeing out in the interwebs. So that could have been a reason for him just not being as active in that game. But either way, I think it's a big bounce back week for Mapletron.
I like Mapletron, and what a cool nickname coming from the Canadian. You know, pour some syrup all over him and let me lick it off, because I like that play. I'm all in on that play. I also like Deontay Johnson, and I'm going to fade Juju Smith-Schuster this week. So, but I fade him every week to the point where I made money fading him this year. So, in your face, have a taste, all you Juju lovers out there. You know, grow up. He's just not the best wide receiver. He's a blocking wide receiver who's a possession guy who can catch you the ball in a pinch. So I'm not into Juju anymore.
He's just not a second-round draft pick, you know, and everybody knows that now in fantasy football for 2020. You know, he's kind of around where we said he is. He's great. He's 5th-round draft pick. That's you know, you draft him in the 5th round. So
grab him in the 7th round. But anyway, yeah.
I wanted to.
I know.
wanted to.
I know. We've been talking Juju all year. I think he's been the most talked about player on our, maybe not him, maybe him and Lamar. There's always some Juju hate going from my mouth. Sorry about that, guys. I like Pittsburgh, actually. I'm not against Pittsburgh. We don't want to, talk too much shit. But anyway, I've got some more in the running backs. Is that all your wide receivers?
That's all my wide receivers. That's
all right. So this one's a slam dunk, no brainer. I'm sure that you have him on your list too. And it kind of goes without saying. I feel kind of stupid saying it almost, but Cam Akers, he needs to start. The rest of the year, he had 29 fucking touches last week. That's crazy. That's 171 yards, 29. They weren't like, hey man, you're kind of tired. They're like, you are 22 years old. Run the damn ball, bro. You're young. Go. And he did. And so I love Cam Akers. I think he's somebody you plug and play for the rest of the year. You got 2 weeks left. Play him every week. He's going to be a great flex position, a great RB2 if you got him. All systems go for Cam Akers, man. He's my guy. I got him. I've got him. Can't wait. So,
we've been doing this show while the game is going on. So, how's J.K. Dobbins looking tonight? Because that was my pick for next week.
I had him on there too. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was somebody who you might want to get, and then I've watched Gus Edwards rush for 2 touchdowns. So
I know. Yeah. might be down a running back. That was my first feature, and then my other feature is also a little bit shaky too. Damian Harris, we don't know what his status is. Right. I do believe so. I would actually say, if you're in a pinch, Sony Michel 2 might be a viable option.
I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I just barked up my Sony Michel trigger biscuit.
Let me say why. Okay,
please. It's okay.
I believe Belichick. I believe the Patriots have a shot at winning this game. I honestly do. I think that I think Belichick understands his position in the standings, and I don't think he's. I think this is his playoff game. I think he puts everything he can into game planning for this, and I think for the Patriots to win this game, they're going to be running the football. So if Harris is in there, lock start, and I read about his back. It was a back injury towards the end of the game. Supposedly it's not that bad. But it is a back injury. So, we don't know. We do Monday shows. We forecast for, 6 days away. So,
that's something to watch for. That's something to keep an eye on as a value. If you have, here's the thing: if you have and you bought into the Patriots' offensive running game, then you're going to need to get that Sony Michel. I mean, that's what you're going to have to do if Damian Harris is out. So just pay attention, see where he's at, and then on Tuesday, if you have a spot, pick up Sony Michel, and then if somebody isn't going to go, throw them into your IR.
And then James White even becomes relevant if Damian Harris is out. Then you look at Sony Michel or James White. So, those are my running backs.
I like that. I like that. It's something you would not see. It's insightful. So it's not something that's obvious. It's out there for everybody. Yeah. It's a nice little play there. I foreshadowed my play versus Dallas. It's Jeff Wilson. I picked him up this year. I played him, and he got 2 touchdowns. He got 22 points. Helped me win a game this year, and I dropped him. I didn't play him again. You have to be okay with that. You have to have a DFS mindset now. You got 2 freaking weeks to win, man. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Win this week at all fucking costs, right? All you got to do. Win this week, win next week. If Jeff Wilson is a starting running back, and he's not going to be, Mostert's out, and I don't know what happened to McKinnon, and there's no one. And Hasty's got. He's going to get the goal line work. If he's in, he's going to get it. And so I want some Jeff Wilson if Mostert's out and if I have Mostert, right? So there's a lot of caveats. We're not sitting our stars here, but these are guys we're bringing up in case of an emergency, or if there's just if you got Zeke, foreshadow to my mitigate.
Fantasy Millionaires pick for mitigate.
You got a guy to mitigate later on. Zeke might be somebody who you might want to put Jeff Wilson in above. So I'm just spitballing. So
Yeah.
Any other running backs for you that you
All
think?
out of running backs. Let's do tight ends and defense.
All right, let's go for it. You lead off with tight end. I got the second tight end.
I like Eric Ebron versus the Bengals. He got 7 points last night versus the Bills. It was
Tough matchup.
It was a tough matchup. He dropped a ball, but I watched them when they got down in the red zone. Big Ben tried to get him to him like 3 times, and then he even got the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
I just
like 4 straight plays, just kept throwing them the ball.
Right, and the Bills are nothing compared to the Bengals at defensing tight ends. So the Bengals are 30th right now. They're 30th in tight end defense. So I like Eric Ebron this week.
No, that's a great play. And somebody who maybe you're already starting and it's an obvi by now, but Robert, Tunyon, you got to play him against the Panthers. Like you have to play him against the Panthers. He is their wide receiver 2/3. He is. He's getting targets. He's getting touches. He got a touchdown again. He's got 9 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns. He's crushing it. I love him, man. He's somebody who you got to play from now on. And I dropped him earlier this year. I was stupid. I was dumb. I said, I had Devontae Adams. I don't need him. I wish I had him. I would play him over Dallas Goedert, who this week I'm going to be mitigating. Secret coming out of the bag. So,
yeah, Tunyons of Funyuns. He's definitely beast. And Aaron Rodgers is locking in on trying to get that MVP.
MVP, baby.
Yeah, that Aaron Jones. Everybody was hot on him. Aaron Jones this past week in DFS. And honestly, I'm going to be fading Aaron Jones at DFS the rest of the season just because, it's not like he won't have good games, but when they get down there, he ain't getting the ball.
No.
They're gonna throw the ball in, and he's gonna run up his TD tally, and that's what's going on. You keep seeing, like Matthew Berry, free Aaron Jones, hashtag free Aaron Jones. It's like Matt Rule, free Matt LaFleur, free Aaron Jones. It's not Matt LaFleur. He's not locking him up.
He's not in charge.
He's not in charge. The wrong person. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Hey, when you're stealing tweets from Troy, you should be paying attention to who's running the ship over there at the Packerland, my man Matthew Berry. Mm-hmm. It's not LaFleur. It's A-Rod. Yeah. It's always been, and I think the thing about it is that we were kind of duped at the draft when we saw the Packers go heavy bone with it for big running backs with calves and thighs and backup quarterbacks. And Aaron Rodgers said, fuck that. Watch me do it with Devontae Adams, obviously, but everybody else. Watch me do it. And he took that.
If he didn't have a shot at the MVP, it would be different because he would. They are also a Super Bowl contender team, but I think, players always like, I don't care about the stats. If we could give Aaron Rodgers a lie detector test and hook him up to a machine and ask him whether or not he cares about making it to the second round or the third round of the playoffs versus MVP, which do you care more about? Do you just want to win, or do you want to get the MVP? I just want to win. He's lying. Yeah. The needle's going to just go.
Right.
Yeah, as soon as they start asking, it's just going to start.
No, I think that's a really good call too. And I think he's somebody who I'm not going to be mitigating to my bench necessarily because
yeah.
But no, I like that.
Plus, the thing with Aaron Jones is that garbage time, he might break off a 50-yard touchdown or whatever. I'm just saying he's going to get his touchdowns when they're like 40 yards away from the end zone.
That's true. So who do you have in the defensive elevate category?
Okay, so I do like New England versus Miami. I like both the defenses. Of course, if you have Miami, they are the hot ticket in town for defenses. Yeah.
They intercepted Patrick Mahomes 3 times.
Right. Yeah. You saw what they can do on defense. So, I'm pretty sure everyone would start them. I actually really like New England this week versus Miami. I do think you saw what Belichick was able to do versus Justin Herbert and just disguising coverages and tricking a rookie quarterback who you're playing checkers, he's playing chess, dude. Yeah. So I like the Patriots this week, and that's probably one that you can get off the waiver wire.
Yeah. Well, I love that play. And do you have any more elevates? Because I
got the Browns versus the Giants too. I'll take the Browns. So
I like that. I actually have the Browns as well. And I have the Giants later as a mitigate against the Browns. So but we'll get there in a second. The reason I mentioned mitigation, because mitigation is coming up. I have Tua mitigated this week against the Patriots. He came out last week and blew it up. 30-plus points coming out party, but he's missing a lot of his weapons. And that running back situation is in flux. They're probably going to start DeAndre Washington, maybe have some Laird. When Laird is running out of the slot and catching slants, that's terrible. So, I think that's a great call on the defense for the Pats. And then, Tua, he's a strong fade for me. He's being mitigated if I picked him up, or if I thought I was going to win something with him this week. I'm not. So,
all right, let's do our mitigators. Looks like we both do not like Zeke versus the fourth-ranked 49ers run defense, with Tony Pollard just coming on hot.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
Yeah. Outscoring him like 3 out of the last 4 weeks hot. So, yeah. Not a big
he's the pass catcher now, too. So,
yeah. You knew this was going to eventually kind of come when they drafted Pollard, and he kind of, I mean, you didn't know this was going to come. But I
didn't know it was going to come.
Bo called it. He's a down.
I know he did. I can't believe that Tony Pollard is, and I don't think Pollard is necessarily the better back. It's just Zeke has he's had the yips this year, with all his fumbles and just his weird play. I think if the Cowboys were in a normal situation where they had Dak Prescott, you would never say sit Zeke in week 15. But this is 2020, bro. We're in 2020. So in 2020, you say things like week 15, sit Ezekiel Elliott. Now, hopefully it's not a Miles Sanders fade like it was last week with the Fantasy Millionaires. But again, we come out at the beginning of the week with the show. So you're getting your first bit of data here on a Monday night and Tuesday if you're downloading this. And I expect a lot of people to be on the Zeke mitigate train. So
yeah, it would be cool if we would be the only ones to do that, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Just honestly. No, we're not that original, even though we are pretty original.
We just get there first, man. We do it on Monday nights. It's not even week 15 yet when we're doing this. We're in week 14 still. We're in the middle of the game here. So
yeah.
Okay, so we both got Zeke. I got Rob. I told you last week Marvin Jones versus Jair Alexander. I don't like Robbie Anderson versus Jair Alexander.
So love that call.
That's probably my hottest take. He's not somebody you would sit. But if you have the ability, I don't like his matchup this week.
Yeah, no, I think that's a tough call to make.
Right.
But I think it's overall it's a good call to make, because you saw what happened last week and every week with Jair Alexander. He's a top 5 corner. He is. He's a shutdown. He's not an island guy, but he's a shutdown guy. If you're running routes against him, he's going to be physical. He's going to be in your face, and he's going to stop you from doing what you want to do on the field. He's not a reactive corner. He's a proactive corner. And so that the edge, that Dion be in your face. He'd always be. He's not afraid to get beat. Jair Alexander's not afraid to get beat. He's not. He's not going to get beat. He's not playing that cushion, that 10-yard Fred Smoot cushion that the Washington football.
And the other thing is, it's like they have Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore should be back, so they're aware of that too. So it's just chances are they're not going to look his way as much.
Yeah.
Tough to hit Robbie Anderson though. It takes balls.
It takes the balls.
Takes big balls.
Sticks cajones.
Yeah,
I like it though. I got some picks that are not super cajones, but I think that you've had these guys. You might have played them, and you might be continuing to kind of like think you can get away with it. This week, both Cincinnati wide receivers, Higgins and Boyd, and AJ Brown too. I would not play them against Pittsburgh's defense.
AJ Green.
Yeah, I would not play them against them. They didn't do well last time against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is going to be out for blood against Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they benched Gio last week. He's their second. They have a third string running back that they're going to be playing, and I mean he did okay. but that team is on their second string, third string quarterback. It's not a good situation. I think that Pittsburgh boat races them, as we like to say. And I'm not going to play any of those wide receivers. I don't even think there's a suck out at the end. So.
Yeah, Giovanni Bernard is also being featured in the eviscerate section of
I haven't gotten there yet, but burn that guy down. So any other wide receivers you have to mitigate?
I don't like CeeDee Lamb. I don't like CeeDee Lamb. The 49ers. The 49ers, I think they have the best group of corners in the league. So he's up versus Dante Johnson. I guess that's how you Danto Johnson. I don't like the matchup, so yeah, I'm gonna say CeeDee Lamb. He's probably somebody you're not going to be mad at me about telling you to mitigate. And then the last person I had was, as we've already discussed, Sir Kiki Kuti. So those are my Gators. Those are my Gators.
I have one more. I mentioned the Giants defense earlier, mitigating them. They're kind of over. They're done. Don't do the Giants anymore. It's over. But Dallas Goedert is somebody who I like. But next week he goes up against Arizona, who's the 5th ranked defense against the tight end position, giving up 10.6 points per game to the tight end position. And that's a position that now has Zach Ertz as well. So you're looking at a situation where you're going to be losing snaps and losing targets necessarily to another tight end on your own team, and there's not a huge share to get in that ballpark. So I like Dallas Goedert, but I don't love him this week. If you have somebody like a Robert Tonyan, I'd play Tonyan over him, and then I probably would also play Logan Thomas over him as well. So a bunch of different people who I'd start over Dallas Goedert this week. But I think that's it. I think we're ready for stacks of cash.
Do you have anybody? So we've
mitigate. That's great.
Darrell Henderson, Giovanni Bernard. How about Kenny Galladay is a hot name?
Oh yeah, dump him like hot garbage.
Seriously, it just sucks, man. I just don't think he's going to come back. So I'm gonna roll the dice on pruning that guy.
No, Henderson is an eviscerate for me. I didn't have him written down, but he definitely is. But I did have Giovanni Bernard. Get that guy off your team, man. His mustache is terrible. He is not going to do anything. He's just not. Get him off your team.
I keep seeing people put Kenny Galladay in their lineups at the beginning of the week, and then at the end of the week they have to pull him back out, and it's just been going on every week.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm going to ask Melissa to the dance. We're going to go steady. It's going to be great. And then come to the dance, you're like, hey, man, why you stag?
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, let's do stacks of cash. Let's get them out.
Of cash.
Yeah.
All right. And you know what? Because I'm a good guy, the people asked for it last week. And I'm going to let you go first. But then after you go, I'm gonna hit them with my chart. Hit them with my data.
You got your cool little chart. All right.
I've got it going. But I want to give you the intro because, I want to just, pop the chart on people when they're not looking for it. So go ahead. Hit me up with your first guy. I think he might be on my chart.
Okay. Well, you said you don't think Tom Brady gets it done. I think Tom Brady does get it done versus the Falcons. And the stack that I like is Mike Evans.
Oh,
it's they're 6,600 for Tommy, 6,500 for Mike Evans. I think this is a good little stack to build around this week. Combined price you're at 13.1, so not bad.
Right. I didn't have my chart totally completely finished off. I don't have their points per game average embedded in there, but if you're looking at Tom Brady at 6,600, he's going up against the 28th ranked defense in the Falcons, who have been a sieve this year to wide receivers. They've been the worst against wide receivers. They've been one of the worst against quarterbacks as well. 6,600, you got 65 or 62 with Chris Godwin if you want to pay down. I do think that Mike Evans, though, is a better value. He's seen more targets this year. He's seen more volume. And I think his red zone targets are here's the problem. Brady targets tight ends in the red zone. Cameron Brate, our guy Gronk. But I do like Mike Evans this week over Chris Godwin. If you look at the prices, that their 3 times value is less than a point away from each other. So, or maybe a point away. So, I would go for that $300. You're getting a little bit more value for Mike Evans for sure. I like that a lot.
Okay. You want to go, or
yeah,
should I run through mine?
Oh, let's go tit for tat. Let's go back and forth. I know last week we were really calling big for Corey Davis to hit, and he did not. He struggled last week. He was a dud. So that was a fade on our part. I still like him though, and this week our guys over there at the Titans are going against the Lions. They have not even posted an over-under for this. I had to kind of think about what it would be, and I put 53.5 as my own personal projection of what the over-under might be in this game, which brings it as the second highest total in the week. Which, that's just my own prognostication, and maybe they don't put the Lions up there. That's if Matthew Stafford plays, right? If Matthew Stafford does not play, and his ribs are broken, he's out, that number is going to drop significantly. That's why it's to be determined. It's not on the board yet. But either way, I like Ryan Tannehill this week with one of his receivers, and I really like Derrick Henry as well. So I didn't put Derrick Henry in here. He's super expensive. But if you stack, you have a Tannehill and Corey Davis stack, and then or Corey Davis, A.J. Brown stack, and then you also throw in it's a contrarian play to have all that, but they are literally going to run all over the Lions. They're going to crush the Lions this week. So this is a play that I like. I like Tannehill going up against his 30th ranked points per game defense at quarterback. What do you think?
Yeah, I love it. He was my next guy. We forgot. I liked when we were doing the touchdown montage, picking our favorite touchdowns. Bo mentioned AJ Brown's in the chat. I mean, AJ Brown just every week is just doing amazing things, and so I like doing a Tannehill with AJ Brown. That would be my first choice. It just seems like that's guaranteed cash. But I also like Corey Davis. He had not that great a week last week, but the price is right on that dude. So if you want to build it both ways, and man, Mike Vrabel, I don't understand. I don't understand why they don't throw Derrick Henry the ball. It's like throw him the ball, dude. Every time, you remember that like 3 touchdown game he had a few weeks ago? They were one of them was the touchdown. I think he caught it. They threw him the ball a bunch in that game. It's not like he can't catch. I don't get it. Get that guy the ball as much as possible. So you saw in the last game he did get a few targets. He had like a nice 25-yard run, and then was a penalty. But that would be cool. Get a Derrick Henry, Tannehill 60-yard receiving touchdown. That would be nice too.
That would be great. You get screen pass. They need to do those. I thought I would get one last week, and then it didn't happen. That's why I ended up not winning against Bo. I'll tell you a couple other ones. A sneaky one that I like this week is Taysom Hill. They're playing against the Saints are playing against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs. You saw what they did to a rookie quarterback, what they allowed a rookie quarterback to do in Tua last week. Taysom Hill has that same rushing upside. He's got that same ability to create space with his feet, and I like him at 6,000. That's not a big price. He's one of the cheapest quarterbacks on my board here that I have. And Michael Thomas, for him and Michael Thomas, the stack is only 13-1. And I know their average is kind of down because they've both been depressed, haven't played a lot this year. In the roles, Taysom Hill's been a running back more so than a quarterback at times. But as a starter, he's averaging 70% passing efficiency or completion percentage. So I think this is a great opportunity for Michael Thomas. If he caught a touchdown last week, he gets you 25 points. You know what I mean? He got around 18 points. So he did a great job. 8 for 8, 84 yards. He was 100% accurate with Taysom. I love that matchup. That's something that can kind of be an under-the-radar matchup this week that pops. How about you? What's another stacks of cash?
I'll tell you, the primo one that you have to pay a lot of money for, but you're guaranteed to make your money back is the Mahomes Tyreek Hill stack. I mean, Tyreek Hill is just every week electric with the football, and it doesn't stop. I mean, I don't see this stop. I don't see how this stops. I think he's going to get a touchdown or two from here on in, like throughout from here till the Super Bowl. He's going to get a touchdown or two every single game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who's covering him. It doesn't matter what defenses they design up. They are playing backyard football, and they just run around. He's just like, get open, and I'll throw you a perfect pass, and it'll be a touchdown because you'll be 10 yards away from anybody.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I put that up there as my number one stack on this list. And if you're going to get the 3 times value, they need to get 50 points for you, which is a huge total, right? Between 2 players, it's a lot of money. $16,700. You could buy like 5 players with that. But they're averaging 51.7 points per game. So if you're looking at that stack cost paying off, that's a really great value. That's
it's the Mercedes-Benz of stacks, but
yes, it is.
I mean, it's kind of like the safest one too. So
well, I'll give you my Rolls Royce of stacks if you want to go down a little bit, right? But still have quality. Kyler Murray at 7,000. He dropped $200 after a really good week. He hit his 3 max last week. They dropped him in price, and then he has DeAndre Hopkins as his main wide receiver, over 10 targets every game, pretty much. He's at 7,900. And that is, if you look at their 3x value, that's a couple points behind their average as well. And so you're just looking at what they average, what they do on a kind of consistent basis. And I think the Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins stack probably go under owned this week. And so if you want to look for a little bit of breakout potential in Kyler, if he throws 2 touchdowns to DeAndre Hopkins, you could really bust out this week. So that's another high price stack. You're paying $1,800 less. You're only averaging 5 points less per game. That's not a lot of money. $1,800 per 5 points is a lot. So that's a good stack if you don't feel like paying up for Tyreek Hill, or if you're fading him this week and you don't think he's going to hit, which I think he's going to hit every week. But
okay, I've got your Honda Civic.
Oh, okay.
It's a great car. It's a great car.
Fine.
And you can get lots of other sexy players with this car.
Okay, I love it to hear.
Mitch Trubisky, Allen Robinson.
Oh, I've got that. That's a great stack.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Allen Robinson is just diesel. And we've already been talking about just the improvement that we've seen in Mitch Trubisky, and this is. You're just waiting for him to have another bad week, but until he does, why not ride him out? He keeps doing it. So he's 5,600. So, and then Robinson 7,600 on DraftKings. So that's my Honda Civic for this week.
Oh, I had him at 5,500. So I guess I was a little.
Oh, maybe he was 55. I'm sorry. I think he is 55. I wrote a weird 5. Looked like a 6.
Let me pull him up and just check. I've got it. I always have the DraftKings up. It's one of those things that's never ever down. Trubisky's at 55, so he's actually $100 cheaper than you thought, which under the $1,300 or $13,000 threshold. What do you think about Old Man Rivers this week? He's going up against a 25th ranked defense against quarterbacks. He's at 5,900. A little bit more than Trubisky, but then you have T.Y. Hilton at 5,500. He's the cheapest stack on my board here at 11.4. Are you into Rivers and Hilton this week, or are they a fade for you?
Not a fade for sure. They didn't. I guess they didn't make the top, my list. But I guess if I was going to do I have my other guy was Jared Goff and Cooper Kupp. I like that stack, but I guess if I was going to list my next stack after the 5 I named, I guess 6 would be Rivers, T.Y. Hilton. So I think it's a good one.
What do you like about Jared Goff this week? Do you like Cooper Kupp? Do you like Robert
Yeah,
Wood?
it's a tough call, right? Here's why I'm going to go Kupp. He's 131 yards away from 1,000 yards. I believe that's right. And I think Sean McVay gets him to 1,000 yards in this game. I think he's going to go ahead and lock that up. He's going to, and Cooper Kupp is just ridiculous. I mean, he looks like he's in the Matrix when he gets the football. I mean, he's so tough, strong, and just jukes the crap out of everyone. So
Yeah.
He's got a good matchup. I'm going to take Cup. It's always a coin flip between those two guys. Robert Woods seems to be the person who gets more touchdowns, whereas Cup gets more catches. But I think this is a big Cup week, so I'm going Cup.
Yeah, I think that it's expensive to triple stack them, but they could really crush the Jets. I mean, they're favored by 17 fucking points. That's crazy. It's crazy. But no, I like that. Well, that's it. I did. These are not all of the plays I want to do, but this is just the main plays that I looked at. And so, I played some of them, but I wanted to kind of have them all there in case you picked some of the guys. And we did. We picked some of the same guys. You can kind of see the big board of who their targets are, and their most expensive targets is kind of who we're at. There's always plays to run back if you're looking for cheap options. I think for me, what I want to do, though, in most lineups is I want to pair a strong stud quarterback with a strong stud wide receiver who are going to get you that stack attack that you need to make stacks of cash. So I love it. You ready for the power rankings? We're not
before we do 3 tweets, we got to do our power rankings.
Break it up.
Give me the NFC first. Give me your ranks.
Top 5. Your top 5? Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5. All right. Despite a poor showing, I still think the Saints' defense is legit. So, yeah, I can't stop. I can't get away from them. I'm going to go Saints as number 1. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers and the Pack Attack at number 2.
Me too.
They're number 2. And then, surprise, surprise, I've got the Rams at number 3. That's it. And then I'm out. No one else is going to win. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Then I guess it would go Seahawks, Bucks, Cardinals for me. Those.
Yeah, like I said, nobody who's going to win anything. So
it's tough.
Yeah. What about AFC? Why don't you lead off with the AFC?
Well, I'm sure we're going to agree on the first 2. Chiefs, Bills.
Yeah,
it's got to be them, right?
100%. You can't pick anybody else.
The Browns are losing this game right now.
Yeah,
so
they are.
I don't know where to freaking put the Browns. I just don't know where to put them. I mean, I guess if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go Chiefs, Bills, Titans, Colts, Pittsburgh, Browns.
Okay.
I don't know. The Browns are actually about to tie the game up, so
I'm going to say
they get a 2-point conversion.
I do like that. I also want to throw Miami in there because their defense is so good. I don't know where I throw them in though. I want to see Miami versus Pittsburgh. I think that would be a good game. That'd be a really good game. I think they're really evenly matched too. I think they both have strong defenses. I don't know. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And the third slot for me is wide open, but it's definitely 100% the Chiefs, and then it's the Bills. And I think Pittsburgh's fake. I think Pittsburgh's out. I'm not into Pittsburgh.
You think the Titans at 3?
Their defense is so shitty, man. Like, they give up points to everybody. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need a good defense. If you're going to win it.
You have Derrick Henry, though, and you can just control the clock.
Well, look what happened last year, though. They were up 21 points against KC, and KC just was like, nah, we're coming back. So that's. I mean, do you think KC is going to go up against the Titans this year and not boat race them again, or at least score?
Nobody wants to see the Chiefs, dude.
No, right. Exactly.
Nobody.
No. All right, 2-point conversion. Here we go. Baker Mayfield. Oh, caught. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Mark Bavaro, Phil McConkey catch. Holy snakes. That's crazy. That is nuts in the butts. I didn't even realize I was sharing it either.
I don't think we're supposed to do that.
No, let's stop that.
Hopefully, none of our 32 subscribers will turn us in. Hey, smash that like button, though. Hey,
smash
that. Smash that like button. Smash that like button.
Get us to
37.
Off of Kareem Hunt's hands. He's got to get like a half a point, right? I got to get a half a point from Kareem Hunt's not catching it. Donovan Peoples-Jones, nice catch. All right, that was beautiful. You ready to go do some 3 tweets? 3 tweets.
I feel so sorry for you tonight. I have scoured the interwebs this past week this is going to be my finest work on
Okay.
Three Tweets.
Well,
I
then
can't overhype it enough.
Let me go first then.
You want to go first? Okay.
Yeah. Mine is a guy that I follow, and here I was a little early on sharing my screen. I actually shared the wrong screen, so do forgive me, boys and girls. My guy is a guy that I love. He makes me laugh. I sent this tweet to you a while ago, so maybe you did watch it already. I don't know, but let me pull it up now. It's a while back in our feeds. Let me go find it. Okay. Yes, here we go. Okay, so I've got it up. Let me get to the spot here. This is entitled. Let me read the tweet to you. This is entitled, and let me share my screen as well. Hold on one second. Insecure boyfriends hate it when it's their girlfriend's birthday. So we're talking insecure boyfriends here and their birthdays, and this just made me chuckle. So here we go.
Hey man, happy birthday, man. Yeah. This is your birthday. Hey, it's funny as hell. Keep that shit up, bro. Keep that shit up. We got a good girl right here. She a good one, bro. What
Why are you standing outside right now? That's my best friend. You know him. Ew.
I don't know.
You ruining my birthday. You standing outside. We supposed to be inside.
I'm
having
here.
A good
I'm
time.
here. I'm chilling.
You're
I'm
not
here.
So I like that just because that guy cracks me up. He's a comedian, and he's a hilarious guy. He's verified.
Is he the boyfriend?
He's the boyfriend. His name is Drewski, and he's the boyfriend. He is just one of the funniest motherfuckers out there. I think he's got
shout out to Drewski. I like it too.
Yeah, Drewski is hilarious. I love him. He's one of my favorite guys on the tweet. So, but you know what? I heard I couldn't compete with you, so I need to see what you're bringing this week.
I mean, this is just as good as this is my finest work. I have back-to-back bangers.
Where are we going first?
You'll go to the first one. The second one you'll scroll up to. I have it nice in order for you.
Okay.
Now wait a second. Okay. So wait. Go back down. Let me make sure. Let me double check. So this is a real, actual. Yeah, you have it right. That was right.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. It's not right. Go back. That one. Go down.
This one?
There. Yes. So pause it. Make sure you don't miss 1 second of this gem.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a real commercial in the United States of America. Okay.
Real.
That's all I need to say about this. This is an actual commercial. I don't know where this is. North Carolina, I'm guessing. I have no idea. Here we go.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Just get along at the Red House Furniture. We can.
At the Red House.
I'm Richard, aka Big Head. I work at the Red House and I'm black. I like pumping iron and pumping furniture into people's homes.
I'm Johnny, aka T-Engage. I work at the Red House and I'm white. I like deer hunting, bass fishing, and extending credit to all people.
At the Red House.
I'm black and I love the Red House. I'm white and I love the Red House.
I'm a black woman and I love the Red House.
I am white and the Red House is for me.
At the Red House.
We got this. It's perfect for a black person or a white person.
This mattress is perfect for a white person or a black person.
Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
And expanding people too.
All people.
and Hispanic people.
He says Hispanic too. He calls him Hispanic.
Hold on. Let's get
All people.
Go back. There you
Hispanic
go.
people too.
Go back. There you go.
And Hispanic people too.
Hispanic.
Hispanic. I didn't know my wife was Hispanic. I'm gonna
She's,
tell her
she's Hispanic. She's part of
tomorrow.
Hispanic.
Hey Rose, you're Hispanic, bro. Hey,
Oh.
listen, man, I gotta tell you, this show, it works for white people, it works for black people. Fantasy Millionaires. It's for black people and it's for white people. Oh,
And
man.
Hispanics.
And Hispanics. We're all inclusively for everybody. That's hilarious. I'm gonna say you win 3 tweets because that's one of the craziest commercials I've ever seen. So
I mean, can you believe that's here? Let me ask you this.
yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that they know they're trying to be funny, right? Like
No.
See, that's the genius of it.
No, they're not.
If you tell me they're not, I believe you, and if you tell me they are, I believe you.
Yes. Well, yes, they are because those guys are singing the Red House. So partly yes, but then also partly they're like, hey, we need to make sure that we let everybody know we're not racist. How can we do that? Because we look like stone cold racists.
Yeah.
Like, let's get a black guy to come and say that he
Big
likes
Head. Let's get Big Head.
Big Head, who is a black guy, and then 12 Gauge, who's a white guy.
Yeah, he likes pumping iron.
Pumping
and
iron.
furniture.
I
Yeah.
like the hug that this guy does with him in a minute. Hold on, let's see where the hug.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's just great. He's like, don't touch me. I think you win. I'm gonna give you the 3 tweets win tonight.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, bro. This
Yeah.
next one, I don't know which one is worse. Go down.
Is it this one?
Yeah. This is another. Wait. Pause it. Don't miss 1 second. Get all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
This is another real commercial. This is older. Okay. I think Red House is fresh. I think that's a 2020 commercial.
Okay.
This is circa maybe 2004 or 2003, but this is another real commercial that has existed in the milieu of commercials in the United States of America. And the only way I was able to find this gem, which I want to see which one you think is worse, is because I found the Red House gem. And then they were like, well, have you, that's the worst commercial that's ever been created. And then they're like, well, check this out. Roller Kingdom. Okay. Now blow up Roller Kingdom and roll sound.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, kid, would you like some drugs? The first one is free.
Want to check out my van? I got some candy. Hey, kid, want to join our gang and spray paint under a bridge?
No, bug off, man. I'm going roller skating.
Wait.
I want to be addicted to roller skating, not crack. Roller skate today, we will go to college tomorrow. Prison is full of people that have never roller skated.
I'm Brad Armstrong, owner of Roller Kingdom in Reno, Nevada, keeping your kids off the streets since 1999.
I say no to drugs. I say no to games.
I say no to unplanned pregnancy.
I say no to meth.
I think for the map.
No to reefer. I say yes to roller skating.
Man, this Roller Kingdom is really putting us out of business.
You said it, man. This deal sucks. But you know what? Maybe we should give up this life of crime and start roller skating.
Hold on. I have to go back because they have all these.
Prisons are built for small people who've never roller skated. I think that's what she said.
Here's my favorite part. Watch this. This kid goes, hold on, I gotta
No to drugs. I say no to games.
I say no to unplanned pregnancy.
What the fuck? Every one of those kids is not like,
This guy's like 24. He might own Roller Kingdom.
I know. And then here's the thing. All these kids are in the montage, right? And
And
then
then that big weirdo comes up.
And look here, you got 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 27.
27.
Yeah. So, and it's so creepy.
Don't worry. Unwanted pregnancy says no to you too. You have zero shot at that.
Right. Listen, with the people you're hanging out with, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Believe me, a prostitute knows how to deal with that issue.
I mean, look at you. Come on. This is terrible. This is the worst commercial I've ever seen by a lot.
Which one's worse?
I think the second one's worse.
I know.
This guy, right? This fucking guy right here. I like the say no to crack part. That was one of my favorite parts too. Yeah. So I gotta tell you, there's some bangers here in the 3 tweets. I'm not gonna lie. I think
I work hard on this show, my friend. I work my butt off. I find the data and I scour the webs for the 3 tweets, and I bring you these moments of just pure bliss once a week on a Monday night.
I love it. You know, here's the thing I should say. You should follow Ralph Macho Mike. I've got him over here on the tweeters. Let me pull up his. We were already there, but we were missing an opportunity to kind of feature ourselves here. Do you not have a banner on your tweeter? Is that what you don't have?
No, I just got the old bluey. I've never been inspired to do anything more than that.
Wow. Yeah. You know, I would also maybe add the fact that you are on this podcast to your bio. But besides that, you're the most.
I mean, if you read the lines, I love fat stacks of cash. There you go. We do stacks of cash every week. You know, it's a little esoteric, but that's kind of what Ralph Macho does on the Twitters.
I like it. I'm going to say follow the Ralph Macho, please. And if you're a sex bot, have all your friends follow him too. So
I've got plenty of you. You make up 75% of my followers. So
exactly. You can also follow me, and I don't know if it'll take you to me. It's add an existing account, log out. Oh, it's making me log out. Okay, let me actually go back to me. Here's me. Scott Simpson, Nimble W Numbers. I am able to be found all across the interwebs here on Twitter at the Fantasy Six Pack. I write for them a couple of times a week. You can find me at the FF Millionaires with my guy Mike. This is our site. Please do follow us at the FF Millionaires. This is our Stacks and Cash 2020 logo made by my guy, Fantasy Dukes. It's bomb as shit. So please follow us there. And then you can follow me over at Nimble W Numbers, and you can follow my guy Bo.
Go to that YouTube page. Smash that subscribe button. Smash that button
right here. YouTube. Go follow us. Go. You know, hook us up. Give us what you need. We'll give you what you need every week. We got 37 subscribers. Let's get to 50 subscribers by next week, right? Let's pump that bitch. Smash the like button. We got 3 people in here. I need one of you to like this shit. Come on, awesomeo.com. Get it. So. Sorry, that was I went into a character there. But please do check us out all over the social media. I'm everywhere. Mike is some places, and he's also found over at the Fantasy Millionaires with me as well. Bo _ with big time fantasy football millionaires. Anything else, brother?
Win that money, man. See y'all next week. Week 15, man. Talking championship vision.
Shout out the astronauts, baby. Woo, woo, woo. FF astronauts got my swag, got my tee over all those guys over there. Shane, Jetpack. You know, you guys are the bomb over there at the FF astronauts. Love you guys. See you all next week. We're going to be here. We're going to be here until we win you all that cash. Stick around. Week 16 will be around the corner before you know it. Peace.
Peace out, homies.